Olá, pessoal. Marcos Tadeu aqui na área para mais um Rock Cabeça, hoje internacional com uma nova revelação da música, diria folk, country, pop, no estilo de Taylor Swift. Estou falando aqui da Sloan Treacy, que é uma artista de 16 anos vinda lá dos Estados Unidos, mais precisamente hoje Nashville. Hello, Sloan. Welcome to Rock Cabeça.
Hi, thank you so much.
Yes. So, are you only 16 or 17?
I'm 16.
16. You have been playing since when? When you're a
I
baby?
yeah, I mean I've always kind of ever since I was like a toddler, I would walk around the house singing
Taller.
random songs that I would make up, but I think I wrote my first song. It wasn't very good, but I wrote it when I was 9.
9. Your father have a huge part on it. He talked you how to play guitar. Tell us about how your family influenced you.
I mean, my parents both love music, and my dad, yeah, he plays guitar. He taught me how to play, which definitely like it's a whole different element once because you can write lyrics, but to be able to play an instrument with it kind of just opens up a whole new door. So him teaching me how to play, and I play with him sometimes too, and it's just like it's so much fun, and it really is like a really good way for me to be creative when I get to play with him and have the guitar as an option. And my mom, she loves music, and we will always just have music on in the house, so being surrounded with music all the time definitely helped like foster my love for it.
And now you're living in Nashville, the
Yes.
home of country music. You have
Yes.
been playing at Bluebird, the great place. Tell us
Yeah.
about your life, your living in Nashville. How is it for you?
Well, we just got here. I think it's been about a month and a half since we moved,
Mm.
and it's been really great. I we got enrolled into school, so I've been going to public high school here, which has been fun, and it's so cool because Nashville is such like an iconic city for music, and there's so many really cool venues and also amazing musicians. Like everywhere you go, you can go. I've gone to a lot of open mics, and every musician that I've seen has been like really good. So, and I feel like just like the environment and being in people that like feel passionate about the same thing that I do is really inspiring. So I'm really happy to be here.
Naturally, you're from Franklin, Tennessee. Where did you came from?
I lived in LA.
LA, LA. So it's a big change for you, but you seem to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you play the guitar or the piano as well? You have a passion for the guitar, acoustic
Yes, I
guitar.
mean mainly the guitar. I did take piano lessons when I was younger and I can play a few chords, but to say that I'm good is probably a stretch. So I would say guitar is my main instrument.
Yes. And you already released an EP, Stuck, and it's a curious name, Stuck. Did you ever feel stuck in your life? Why did you name the first EP Stuck?
So the one of the songs on the EP is called Stuck, and I was particularly really proud of that song. It was when I had recorded it, it wasn't one that I was initially planning on recording, but then I went into the studio and I showed my producer Dawn, and I was like, "Oh, I wrote this one. We can record it, maybe not. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet." But I played it for him, and then we ended up deciding to go with it, and it was kind of. It's definitely one of the songs that I feel like if it were to fit on this next EP, I feel like it would fit the most. And it was my first. It was like it's the biggest song on the EP. A lot of the production on the other ones was a little bit more relaxed, but that song felt the most like in the direction that I wanted to go like musically. And I also felt like the name stuck because I write music when I'm trying to process something or trying to figure something out, and whenever I feel stuck on something and I don't know like what to do. So I feel like writing music definitely helps me get unstuck. So and I really love the song, so it felt fitting.
And the new single is Optimist. Optimist is how you feel today, to this year. Optimistic. You feel like
So
this.
Optimist was inspired about when people kind of take like optimism a little bit too far, which kind of becomes more carelessness versus like people can be like, "Oh, I'm just optimistic. Like it's fine. Like I can do something dumb. It's gonna be okay. I'm just an optimist." But really, I'm like, "No, you're just not thinking it through. Like you're just being careless." So that was kind of what inspired that song.
And what are you planning for the rest of the EP? It's gonna be on EP, right? This track.
Yes.
Yeah. Do
I
you have
have
any
a
plans?
new single coming out. Yes, I have a new
Mm.
single coming out soon, and then the EP will follow shortly after.
Yeah, you talk really fast. That you in your entire life, you really fast, accelerated. You always in a hurry. Tell us about your lifestyle. You,
I mean, I definitely am a busy person, but I like to be busy. I feel like I like to have something to look forwards to and something on my schedule. I feel like it's fun, and I have been told that I talk fast before, so I
yeah,
apologize if I'm talking too fast. But yeah, I would say it's kind of a mix of both. I mean, when I school and music, and I love to play sports and all that kind of stuff, it can be my schedule can be pretty full, but it's all with good things. So.
you write about your relationships, just like Taylor Swift, Gracie Abrams. Tell us about your writing process.
My writing process is, well, it can be different. It depends. Often it'll be, I'll have different, like I have millions of voice memos on my phone and like notes of like random things that will come to me throughout the day. And it sometimes something will like stick with me and it'll kind of be like usually the theme of a song or a lyric and I'll kind of write the rest of the song around that. I also love writing poems. So whenever I have a poem and sometimes it's hard to find like the chords that'll fit with it, but if I really stick with it, then some of my favorite songs that I've written have come from poems. So yeah.
Now, you like to write poems. Who are your influences on poems, literature?
Well, it's funny because I don't read too much poetry, but I come
Poetry.
across poems on like I love Pinterest, so I'll be on Pinterest and then I have a lot of like those inspirational quotes. But I love Emily Dickinson. I've read a lot of her poems. She has one like
Mhm.
um because I Could Not Stop for Death, I think is one of my favorites, or Hope is a Thing with Feathers. Those are two that I've read that definitely stuck with me. And there's a few other, and I don't know, unfortunately, who wrote them, but I've read things that I've been like, oh wow, that's really cool. And I should start looking more at like, oh, look who wrote this and see if they have other things. But sometimes I just kind of read it and then put it in the back of my mind as something that like I thought was inspiring and then write from that.
Do you think things like social media, TikTok, just misses some poetry as you see it? Because everything is rushing, everything is fast, and no one has the time to listen a full album, a full book. What do you think about that?
I think definitely in social media has played a big role in people's attention span. People prefer the instant gratification versus sitting through like or reading an entire like people prefer to have it be quick and to get like the to enjoy it and then to be on to the next thing. I mean, I've seen that in myself too because I'm on social media. Like it's
Mhm.
been harder to like sit through like a movie or to yeah, mostly I've noticed it in like films because I'll be watching a movie and then I'll be like I'll get distracted, so I definitely think social media has had a big impact on this generation because with that. But I feel like if something really grabs your attention, then you can, it doesn't matter like how easily distracted you are. If something's like really interesting and you can become like really invested in it, then I think um, that kind of effect, the social media effect, doesn't really count.
Yes. Oh, let's talk about the music you make. I was listening all your singles this afternoon, and I noticed that I never get got bored. I never got bored because
Thank you.
the songs they all have different hooks, different chords on guitar. I imagine, where did you get the inspiration when you're writing the guitar parts, the chords? The lyrics comes first or the guitars first?
It's usually the guitar. Um, I or it's usually the lyrics, sorry. And sometimes I
Mm.
write with like chords first, but I do write a lot of just lyrics. Like lyrics will come to me and sometimes I don't really even have a melody or I'll have a melody in mind, but I know it's not going to be the final one. It's just kind of a placeholder. So I can get like the understanding of like the tempo of the lyric or how I'm going to sing it. But it's usually I start with lyrics and I played guitar and I started playing it because I wanted to be able to sing the words that I had written. My first song I wrote, I brought it to my dad. It was just in my notebook, just lyrics, and I showed him. I was like, I want to turn this into a song, but I don't know how because I can't play an instrument. So he wrote the chords for me for my first song when I was 9, and I was like, I want to be able to do that for myself. So I decided that I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and he taught me.
and you develop a formula to write your own songs. You have some like a skill when you're writing that you know like a formula, or you're just instinctive. You're gonna instinctive like John Lennon. Let's see whatever comes through. Or you plan, I'm gonna go to E to Z. I'm gonna do this verse, this chorus. It's more a rational thing or instinctive.
I would say it's usually more instinctive. I when I have such a like a solidified structure for a song, I find it harder to write into a structure. And sometimes I mean I tend to write lots of words and long phrases because my poems that I write are like that, and I really love that. I love that in a song. But to make it more like fun to sing, sometimes I have to like go back and edit it and shorten it, and I prefer to do that than to try and write my lyrics to fit those kind of
Mm.
boxes because I feel like it hinders like what I'm able to do creatively. But so yeah, I would say it's more instinctive. I kind of just play along and see kind of what comes to mind. Sometimes I'll just be playing chords and I'll just sing something random and then I'll be like, oh, I kind of like that. And then that'll end up being put in the song.
Yeah. And amazed me that you're surrounded with good people, good producers, since from LA. Where did you meet them? Did your father helped? How, tell us about the producers around you. Even the manager, you have a manager. It's amazing.
Yeah.
16, you have a manager. Tell us about your this as profession for you.
I mean, I've been so lucky because I've met so many cool people in the industry that have helped me to like be able to release music and to get to where I am now. But I yeah, so I definitely think it's been a good amount of luck. But my mom actually helped me get both connections because she's a fitness trainer, and the first one, it was kind of serendipity. She showed um my song to her friend who was also a fitness trainer, and he had been using my now producer's house to train. So he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna send this to the producer whose house I'm like working at. Like he would probably like this." So he sent it to him, and then my producer got back and was like okay, yeah, like this is cool, but kids can be so like sometimes they like one thing one day and then the next day they don't want to do it anymore. So if she still loves music in a year, then we'll talk. And so he checked back in a year, and I still love music. So then we met and worked on my first EP, and then have just been making music since then. And John Miggs is my producer's name, and he definitely like if I loved music already, but to be in the studio for the first time and to have such a great experience just made me love it even more. And my manager, Louis, he's amazing. He's like helped me so much. I mean, we had no clue what to do. We had these songs and we were like, well, they're recorded, but like how do we get them out? What do we do with them? And um he just like guided us and has helped us so much. So definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
Uh, and I want to know, Sloan, do you have any goal, like playing in festivals or playing in Nashville, only Nashville? Do you imagine yourself, what do you imagine yourself like in 10 years from now?
In 10 years, I mean, I love performing, so any kind of any chance I get to perform, I definitely would take it. I hope to be playing, performing more in front of people and to find like an audience that like really resonates with my music, and to be able to play festivals or anything like that would be amazing. Yeah, I just hope I'm still writing music and still having fun and still uh, you know, seeing progress. And I definitely want to perform more. That's one of my biggest goals.
It's something that makes you happy, right? Having this feedback from the audience. The audience loves you back. How do you feel when you're playing to a crowd of people, like your friends or family?
I mean, it's such an interesting thing how much like an audience can affect when you're playing, like the energy and how you play. I feel like when I'm playing just by myself in my room, it's like different. It's harder to like find like the emotion or the energy that you would if you're in a room with people that are like feeding into kind of what you're saying and how and like what you're playing. And that's just like a whole different thing. And I love having that. Like the energy of the people in the room just makes it so much more fun to play. Um, even if it's like I've played some open mics and things, and it's like it's kind of like people are like distracted or people aren't doing something, but like to the people that are listening and to the people that you can play to and you have their attention, it's just like it's a really cool thing and it's a lot of fun.
Yes, but still a minor. You can't play in bars yet in
Mm-mm.
Nashville, but I guess when you get to 18 or 21, you'll be able to play in Nashville. Are you excited for that to play night concerts as well?
I mean, Nashville definitely has a ton of different opportunities to play music, which is really cool. So even since I'm a minor, there's still places that I can go. Like the Bluebird Cafe was one of them, and I was allowed to be there and to stay there and to watch the other artists perform, which is really cool. But there definitely are some places where it's like you can't you can't play here, like you're not old enough, or some places that you can play, but then you just have to leave right after your set. But yeah, once I'm hopefully when I'm old enough, when I'm 18 or 21, I don't really remember the age limits. I'll be able to play and the limit to the amount of places that I can play will be taken off.
Do you think you have a lot of competition about the music you make, about the style, about the way you look? Do you feel you have competition in Nashville, in the USA? Are you afraid to be in such a arena of good talents like girl talents? How do you feel about it?
I mean, personally, I love being in Nashville to be surrounded with like people that share the same passion as you and people that are better than you and have had more experience and write differently. It's like I feel like it's more inspiring than anything and it's really cool to be in that kind of environment. I feel like it like can help like you like harness your creativity in a different way. I mean, collaborating like it like opens up a different part of your mind that like we weren't able to tap into when it was just you. And so I definitely feel that. And I love seeing people perform. I love going to concerts. I love like watching live shows. It's one of my favorite things. um but even if I'm jealous that I'm not playing, it's still like I love to see people play and I think it's so cool. So I'm really happy to be in Nashville, like the city of music. I think it's really cool.
You're doing public school, right? Public school right now. You're
Yes.
studying. Do you think it's gonna be a day in your life that you can, oh, just leave the studies behind and I'm gonna live by my music? Do you think this is gonna come someday for you?
Well, I hope so because
Yeah.
school is definitely not my favorite thing ever. I don't think it's many people my age favorite thing, but so I love music and I hope to do that for the rest of my life. So, yeah.
Do you see yourself as influencer too on the social media?
I wouldn't say I'm an
Uh,
influencer. I just think social media is a cool way to find people that connect with your music because you can't do that really through a lot of the streaming services. So to find social media is such like a big thing now, you can able to find like your community and share my music. It opens up a whole like new way to like show people my music. So I think it's great for that reason.
yes. Do you have any haters already?
I mean, I feel like always there's always going to be someone that has something to say, but you just, can't really let it get to you because in the end of the day, it's their opinion and you can't really do anything about that or change it. So, it is what it is.
I was watching your social media last night and I was surprised that you choose a Sun Fender song to play on guitar. I want to know how do you feel about this artist? Do you listen a lot of rock and roll artists as well? Tell us about your playlist. What do you listen on your Spotify daily?
Well, Sam Fender is probably my most listened to artist right now. My whole family loves him. And my dad was the first one that found him a couple years back. He released that song 17 Going Under, which I still love, absolutely love. So, and he just released new music, which I'm so excited about. But he's definitely up there for my top listened to artists. I think he's so incredible. And I've stolen a lot of my parents' music taste. They've definitely introduced me to a lot of the artists that I still listen to now, like U2, Florence and the Machine. I love Taylor Swift growing up. Um, I love a lot of like the bands my dad has introduced me to and like Sarah McLachlan, my mom introduced me to. We love going to shows together, so that was one of them. But yeah, definitely took a lot of music inspiration from my parents and their taste.
Yes. And you have been giving interviews along the way. Uh, a lot of interviews, or is this the first one? Tell us about your relation with the media, the new media.
I mean, I'm pretty new to the media and to doing things like this, but I think it's really cool and it's fun and it's all like I've loved watching interviews of people. Like I love to see like people's like different like process and what they think and how they're thinking when they wrote a song. I mean all the time I'm watching like the different interviews and people talking about like their art. I think it's so cool. So I'm excited to get to be able to do those too.
So you think it's important for your music as well, telling, talking about what you're doing, the lyrics, everything. You think the media is very important for you to get where you want. Am I
I
right?
mean, it's definitely the social media is a huge thing now in like someone's career, but I
Mm.
also as somebody that like take like watches social media and like a viewer to be able to like have kind of like a see what somebody was thinking or to see their process and to hear them talk about like their music is just so I don't know, there's something really cool about it. So I personally think I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. And you appear to like doing videos as well. You like
Yeah,
video clips.
yeah, I mean, any clip where I can like show my music is probably my favorite. I love I'll play like an acoustic cover of a song that I love or a bit of a song that I'm working on or a clip of it in the studio. Just all things that kind of tie into like how, like what I want to be portrayed as an artist and how I want to show people what I'm doing. Because I mean, again, I love to see what my favorite artists are doing and what they're working on and to hear their like different songs. So I think it's cool to also be able to share that.
Yes, yes. Now I have a challenge, a small challenge for you. Do you know anything about Brazil, culture, food, music?
All I know is that
No.
I want to visit, but
Yeah.
not much. I mean I know you speak Portuguese, but that's pretty much that's my extent of my knowledge. Sorry to
Oh,
say.
that's pretty cool. Most people think we speak Spanish.
Mm. Yeah,
It, it's something. You're getting there. So I'm gonna ask you to choose one of your songs for Rock Cabeça and tell us a little story about the song you choose. A song from you. Which song did you choose for us?
I would choose Optimist because it just came out.
Optimist. Do you have any gossip about Optimist?
Ooh, I don't know about gossip, but what I will say is Optimist, it was probably one of my favorite songs to record just because I'd never worked with a band before in the studio, but for that song and for the first EP, I there was a band in the studio playing live along with me while I was singing, and that was just like that blew my mind. I mean, first of all, the like musicians were so talented, which was so cool to be in a room with so many people that were like so incredibly talented. And it's also like such a different vibe when you're like singing along with like live instruments. I was like, whoa, like it felt so much more like exciting to play with like live bands and to like have other people in the room. So
Mhm.
recording Optimist was definitely a really fun experience.
It was natural for you to get along with the band, to just align everyone, the bass, the drums. Did you feel natural for you to be in the studio?
I mean,
Was
they
it
made it so easy. They were all so kind and any questions that I had, they were like they would answer them and they were all also so incredibly talented so they could just do they were I mean, I don't even know half the things that were happening, but they'd be like, "Oh yeah, they were speaking in their own like secret language of musicians that I am yet to learn." So, it was really cool to like witness that, but yeah, it was just like overall it was a really fun and easy experience.
So before we play Optimist, I'm gonna ask you to give an advice for young girls like you that plays bedroom pop inside the rooms and are ashamed to show the work, the music, their music. I wanna you to advise them, to encourage them. If you uh, tell them girls like you that they can't show their music. I don't know. What would you say to them?
I would say that it's so natural to be worried about putting something that's so close to you because writing a song is a very personal experience and you can feel very vulnerable. So to put something like that out can be scary, but the only person that you have to like, the only person that has to believe in you is yourself. And if you do that and you stay true to like the kind of music that you want to make and how you want what you want to say and how you're going to say it, then I mean, I think you should go for it because the truth is it's going to be like what's going to happen is what's going to happen, but it's always important to just make sure that it's what you want to be doing and that you're believing in yourself the whole way because that way you'll feel more what's the word um I can't think of the word right now, but you'll feel like you're wow, my brain
Engage,
just
engage.
yeah, yeah, it's honestly it's just you'll feel more like you're connected to yourself and your music, and it'll feel more like almost like gratifying. Like you'll have more, like you'll enjoy it. And that's so important too. Like you want to enjoy it and you want to feel proud of what you're putting out and you just like need to make sure that it feels good to you and just go for it.
Yes, of course. Sloan Tracy was a pleasure talking to you. It was a challenge to understand the English very fast because I speak Portuguese, so I'm sorry for my bad English.
Don't worry
But
about it.
your music is wonderful, it's beautiful. I was so excited to talk to you because I'm pretty sure you're gonna be huge. You're gonna be famous. You're gonna be somewhere else in the world, and I'm gonna see you in Brazil someday. I'm pretty sure. The only thing that can avoid that is if you don't want that. If you didn't want, you're not gonna be famous, but you're on your way to stardom. I'm pretty sure about
Well, thank you. I
it.
really appreciate that. And it was so nice to meet you.
Keep going, please. Keep writing songs. Keep sending me your songs, and I'm gonna keep following you everywhere you are, social media, shows, videos. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
So let's listen Optimist. Bye bye, Sloan. Good luck for
Bye.
you. Good luck. Thank you for your time.
Of course, thank you.